title fight, but I mean, it was close all throughout the fight.
It was a good, undisputed championship fight between Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo, in my opinion. And before the fight, I picked Jermell Charlo to win. At the end of the fight, and it was a close fight, I thought Castano edged him out. But I'm not the only one. Derek James said the same thing. You need a knockout to win the fight. And before that, he told him, you're down 3 rounds. And Derek James told Jermell Charlo in the 12th round, you need a knockout to win. By the way, have you ever looked up information on the Charlo twins? There's like no information about them. They got concrete chins. I think these guys were made in the lab. That's just my opinion. They were made in the laboratory. But back to the fight, I just thought Castano was more busier. I think Castano did more of his game plan than Charlo did of his. I didn't think Charlo threw enough jabs. He was going for the knockout, and he's waiting to counter Castano. And I thought Castano could have did more body work to wear down Jermell Charlo. But at the end of the day, I thought Castano did more work. He outworked Jermell Charlo, and I thought he should give the nod. Now, I don't think it was a robbery. I'm not outraged like that. And it should be a rematch because it was a good fight. Castano wants a rematch. They asked Jermell Charlo, does he want a rematch? He says, all up to my manager, Al Heyman. And even though Jermell Charlo had him hurt in the 2nd and the 10th round, he didn't knock him down. I don't think that was enough for him to win the fight. Even though I thought Castano won the fight, I'm not outraged, but I would love to see it again. Dillian White believes Tyson Fury's a liar, he's a coward, and he's a cancer in boxing. Dillian White believes, like others, that Tyson Fury is holding up the heavyweight division. On the top of my head, I could count like 4 fights Tyson Fury could have had in 2020 to 2021 that didn't happen. And you could say it's because of the pandemic, but other stars of boxing fought through the pandemic. You know, Lomachenko fought Teofimo Lopez through the pandemic. You got Canelo Alvarez, who fought through the pandemic and took a pay cut. You also had Anthony Joshua fought through the pandemic. So the stars of boxing, Anthony Joshua and Canelo, are bigger than Tyson Fury, and they fought through the pandemic. And Dillian White does have a valid point because he said it himself. When Tyson Fury fights Wilder in October, it will be 20 months between fights. That's almost 2 years that Fury's been sitting on a WBC title without defending it. I mean, that's unheard of. The WBA stripped Manny Pacquiao for the same type of thing. Dillian White believes they should make him WBC champion and demote Tyson Fury champion in recess. That way, he'll be WBC champion. Deontay Wilder wants his belt back. Dillian White figures if he has a WBC title, Deontay Wilder would fight him. I would love to see that fight. It's actually a fight I would pay for. Or I would like to see White and Ruiz fight for the WBC belt and the winner fights Wilder, something like that. But for some reason, I think even if they strip Tyson Fury for the WBC title or make him champion in recess, that's the fight Wilder want because his pride and his mentality was hurting that fight. So he wants to prove to everybody and himself that the first 2 fights were fluke, Fury cheated, and if I'm right on my game, I can beat Fury. Is Dillian White right? Is Tyson Fury hurting boxing? Is Tyson Fury a cancer in boxing? Leave your thoughts and comments below. Jay Beezy, I'm gone.